Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes and Sketchbook Warriors. We've got two books tonight. We've got the Reginald Marsh book with some great muscles. And we also are going to continue with our other book from last week, which is from, I had it here. It's around here. So we'll take a look at it. All right, let's jump right in. All right, so quick reminder of the landmarks. You have to remember how to do these from memory. All right, so you really want to remember how to do these from memory, and also remember this is 1 unit and you're using that unit for other measurements, right? So let's really quickly review that. These are the landmarks. So here's your size of your head. That's the unit. You bring that down and down to here to number 2, and halfway is the shoulders. Halfway on that one is the shoulders. Then below that we have the belly button, we have the hip joints. And this is, again, the anatomic middle. This is really important as a landmark, seeing that middle of your figure. You have where the fingertips are. You have the bottom of the knees, kneecaps, the bottom of the calf muscles. The calf muscles, they go out, something like that. And then you've got the soles of the feet down at the bottom. All right, and if you want to see these videos, go to absolutebeginner.org. That'll take you to our YouTube page. All right, let's jump into this. Here's our other book. And this is our second book, Simplified Forms. Really good book, one we've been doing. Again, understanding the structure of the anatomy and form as well. The forms, you can see these cubes. And if you haven't practiced drawing your cubes, you got to practice drawing cubes, seeing cubes, and see how they change in space, like a cube. This would be a cube, and seeing how that square changes and shifts in space. And we use RAP to draw ratios, angles, especially angles, how angles change. All right, let's jump into this book. Really good book, Reginald Marsh. And then we're going to end up, tonight we're going to end with drawing a picture that was uploaded to the Meetup. We'll end up with that picture. So a lot of these we're going to do really quickly, and then we will end up with that drawing. We'll spend a little more time on the picture that was uploaded. All right, so this is Anatomy for Artists by Reginald Marsh. Really good book. A little preface: front, side, back, head, arms, legs, feet, proportions at the end. And that's actually, it kind of comes together. But what I like about it is all the muscles. You can see the deltoids, the pecs, the biceps. I'll put this on here for a second. So if you're watching it on video, you can draw from, you can pause and draw as much as you'd like. There's 1, 2. And you can see on top of that. And you can see here, this is an old sketch from an unpublished Italian drawing. You can see the same thing, going back to almost the head sizes. But I don't know, doesn't look that accurate, but it does help. There we go. So we're going to look for some muscles. You can see these sketches, really loose. That one, that's definitely a Michelangelo. Michelangelo from the Last Judgment. The Sistine Chapel. He painted that. I think took I don't know, something about 10 years. 10 years after he painted the Sistine, or something like that. Let's see. Here we go. These muscles are pretty neat. Deltoids, biceps. I don't know who that is. That's another one. That's from Creation. Michelangelo, the Sistine Chapel. Good thing to study. Study other muscles. Here's this one's really good. I should have highlighted. And then you get into value. You can really see value. This is Da Vinci. It looks like Da Vinci. It says Michelangelo on the side. Oh, Michelangelo. Maybe a Michelangelo drawing from Da Vinci. I was at the Getty. That's where I got that, and they had some Da Vinci copies, not copies, from his studio. Look at that. There's the torso. You can see the clavicle, all the bones and structures underneath. Look at that. This is really good on that one. Let's get into the muscles, getting to the muscles. Here we go. Here we're starting to get to the muscles, the pecs. And it's good to know. I mean, it's good to kind of memorize. Ooh, I really like this one. I think we're going to go with this one. It's good to memorize and kind of get an idea as you draw them. And let's see, here we go. Got enough light. All right. Let's see, put this to the left and to see if I can. First drawing for the night. The pecs, the pecs. The board. There's a lot of paper here. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's start off with just a suggestion for the head, the kind of the shape, and you can start building off of that. I kind of getting a kind of like a circular shape, but you can see the angle of that jaw. It's not a big deal. We're really just trying to block everything in right now. And then you've got the neck and the shoulders. Now there's a really interesting angle here for these shoulders. You can see a slight angle as it comes up. And that's the, I'm straightening it out a little bit, but it's the clavicle that's there. You can see that angle. How does that look on the camera? You can see the muscles in here too. I won't worry about the muscles yet. But how far does this go out? We kind of almost have to see that deltoid that's right in there. And then the pecs at that same angle. There is a slight angle to it. All right, and the angle that way for the torso. And then we have the center. Got to keep an eye on the center here as it comes down and then curves out a little bit. There's a slight curve outwards to the left. This right side is closer to us. And actually, if it were a box, it would be a box like this, and then you'd see that this side of the box as it goes back. Up here, the serratus muscle. These muscles here. They go in two directions, but they're right about there. Latissimus dorsi. I think there's another muscle. Yeah, so that deltoid up there. But notice this shape, this rectangle shape as it goes down there. I'm noticing the distance right here. This is a good marker, a landmark. And then kind of bringing that same distance kind of down here. Right below that is where the belly button would probably be. Right about there. And all that kind of comes down to the pelvis area. That pelvis area. And here's the handles on the side. Noticing the width compared to the height. Let me see, and try to look straight and down on my paper. Kind of have the tendency of looking at an angle. If you look at an angle like I'm doing it, you will get some distortion. You almost have to look straight down at your paper and the drawing to kind of get that. And seeing if I can see if it's not that accurate. I can see it's not too bad. All right, and I'm blocking everything in. I'm going to build up on top and check for accuracy afterwards. I think it's probably a little bit thinner. I'll go on top with my blue pencil in a second. Then you have the gluteus maximus that's going to be on that side. And the thigh. This would be the thigh too there. And here's the deltoid right in there. And then the bicep muscle. Here's the deltoid on this side as he's raising his arm. And then bicep. And then the arm kind of bent like that. That's not too bad. All right, let's get on top of this. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and start building on this with my little sketch here. And I just blocked it all in. I have my center line here. That's going to help a lot. This side is a little bit bigger than on the left because of perspective. But I'm going to start with the muscle here. This is the sternocleidomastoid. It goes right to the sternum. This muscle here, that muscle right there. So that goes straight to the sternum. That's the center. And it comes back up. I'm straightening it out a little bit, but it's that muscle. You'll see that muscle. Then you have the trapezium back here. That's the trapezium. We've got other muscles and stuff underneath and around the trapezium. I'm going to clear it up because he puts that muscle there. And then that clavicle. And this clavicle is kind of, it goes back. It's kind of like a bow. If you're looking down on it, a bow and arrow. It looks, it's really good to think of it as a bow. And in one of my art books, it has it drawn like a bow. All right. Right here's that side. And then I'm going to straighten it out on this side as well, just to simplify it. And then I'm going to put that neck in. He does have his head twisted. And his ear is up here. You don't have to worry about this too much, but it's kind of going up that way. This ear, there's a jaw, then the ear, and then this, yeah, this muscle kind of attaches to the head back here. There's some detail on the ear, but you don't have to worry about the detail. Should worry about this. This is almost like a square shape. You can see the height and the width. Notice that ratio. Notice that ratio, the height and the width. Add a little bit more. It's really close to a square. And then here's the other side of that trapezium coming down onto that deltoid, going from top to bottom. Notice the ratios. There we go with the deltoid right there. It's straight. Notice how it's straight, and then it curves here. A slight curve, but there's a straightness, that angle there. Here's the muscle, that bicep. Right in there. Right in there. Notice that same, it's going in that direction. It's going in that direction. Right on top of that deltoid, and that's part of the deltoid kind of goes, attaches to the pectoralis. Right in here. Overlap. It's overlapping. Notice how it overlaps. Right, so there's overlapping of that muscle onto the sternum here. And then he's got some cross-hatching happening because of the roundness of that form. Right in there, you can see the cross-hatching. I just kind of outlined it right there, but it's in that area that he just has some cross-hatching, just like that. Some hatching. It's not even cross-hatching. And some lines and here, stuff here and there, kind of delineating like how the clavicle, where it goes in, it sticks out. It's rounded. It's this whole bone is rounded, and you can see it stick through there. All right, I'm just going to do the pecs. Let's go through the pecs this way. The nipple, right about there. This angle, this is at an angle. These two angles here. And if your drawing is out of proportion, that's okay. Don't get discouraged. I was talking to somebody earlier. They're practicing their drawing. They're like, oh, because they got their first drawing really well. They did really well. It happens. And then it's easy to get discouraged if your second drawing doesn't turn out well, or you're expecting. But this is just practice. You got to get these bad drawings out before you can get to the good ones. Right. So, yeah. So here's that deltoid onto that pec. Right in there. And this side's bigger because of perspective. Right. So there's a little bit of foreshortening going on. All right. Here we go. Let's bring that bicep right in there. You can see the bicep going up in there. And it pulls, it makes your arm here at that elbow bend at the elbow. Here's the elbow. Then back here, I forget that muscle. I know there's a tricep, but there's another muscle there too. The name of those muscles, all the bones. It's good to kind of know the names. It's good to kind of know the muscles and study them. This is almost a sketch here. Drawing from life. I've got to dig up my other anatomy books that are really good. This is an old one that I've had for a while. All right. All right, let's get to the abs. Let's put some abs on this guy. Let's finish this nipple on this side, right about there. That's where it's going to be. And then we've got all the shading. The shading does come across, the hatching does come across. But you really want to see, don't worry about the shading so much. The shading just helps, you know, push the form. What's important is the structure, Try to see beyond, past the shading. Try to see past all the little lines. You want to see the structure, All right, and here's the top. Excuse me. This is the top of the sorry, the rib cage. This is actually this line here. All this line right here is the rib cage. Ooh, I need some water. Excuse me. This is the rib cage. And this is also at a slight angle, unless he's bending, but and it is getting smaller on this side as this side is closer. It does bend back and forward. Try to get that whole slab of as it comes down. It's looking pretty good. Here we go. And then you've got this muscle here. And I don't know what this muscle's called, but I do definitely see it a lot on at somebody's their genes, kind of like you do see it on some people. This muscle here. Got to figure that one out. Then we got the other side. It's coming along, looking good. And again, I have practice, right? And I have the advantage of actually having the actual image in front of me. I can, should have screenshotted it. Somebody, I don't know, is there anything in the chat? Let's see. Nope, nothing in the chat. Excuse me. Nothing in the chat as far as questions. All right, now let's see. This abs are broken into three. You can almost see this as a circle here. There's an ab space there, and then it gets smaller as it gets a little bit as it goes further down. There's the top space, and that helps me with the height and the width because it's almost round. And then this one is a little bit longer width-wise, and then this one, this shape here, I can see these three shapes for the abs. And then the belly button is right there. Actually, that's where the belly button. And if we go, where's the belly button? Oh, yeah. So there we go. The belly button and elbow here to the nipples. This is from here to there should be the size of the head. That if we go up, there we go. See the size of the head. The head would probably be a little bit bigger. Nose he is facing sideways. A little more of a profile. This would be the shield, kind of like the shield of the face if we were doing the Loomis head. And this is that oval shape. That's at the top. Oh, I don't get to see it. I'm bringing it down. That oval shape. All right, almost there.
We will give you a break, Aladi, if you want to get water or a cough drop.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm on the clock, so just kidding.
The employment rules say we have to give people breaks for coughs.
Thanks.
I don't know what department that is. I don't.
It's HR.
HR. Okay.
And then the gluteus, the glutes back here. And it's not complete. I don't know. Usually this thigh muscle, I usually bring it forward at this angle. It depends. And looks like they've got another muscle and of course the pelvis that's in there. That other muscle in there. But that's pretty good. That's a good torso. That is a good torso. Check mark. All right. I should bring a cup of water. Here's our torso. Here's another one. You can see the muscles actually going through the ribs. I don't know. That's interesting. I've never seen that. And like this much skeletal mass, you don't even have to know about this much. What's important is this solid mass stuff. because this doesn't change. This doesn't change. It bends here and here. This is where you'll get squash and stretch. And then here's the pelvis and the pelvis. And also think of that as a box. All right, we're done with our first drawing. Let's whip through this real quick. Oh, you can see these gestural. And look at this. This is just really quickly. These are done really quick. These are good. You got to practice the quick stuff. Maybe we should go to the line art and do some of those as a warm-up. Ah, yeah, Raphael, skeleton sketch. Here's something a little more. I'm sorry?
Can you go back to the one you just just so that I can take a screenshot?
Oh, okay, that's fine. Here, let me see. Let me spotlight myself. There we go. And I'm not sure which one you were thinking of. I'm going through it pretty quickly.
I think she means the one we drew.
Oh, the one we drew? Okay.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm going too fast, I apologize. Let me go a little closer. Zoom in on that one. There we go. That's it. That's the one we drew.
And
Thank you.
Who drew
You're
this
welcome.
one in the book?
I'm sorry?
In the book, was that who drew the one in the book?
Michelangelo.
Oh,
This is
okay. So we
Michelangelo.
just drew a Michelangelo.
Yes, we just
good
drew
for us.
Michelangelo. Yeah, Michelangelo. Michelangelo. Yeah, you can see the skin. I don't know. It's really definitely Vesalius. And the skeletal. This is actually a fun one to draw. If we get a chance, I don't know the skin. Oh yeah, they were probably cadavers. Raphael, that's where we left off. Oh yeah, this is where we left off right here, showing these quick sketches. All right. Yeah, and really understanding form and how it changes, like its top view, really getting that solid. This is almost like an egg shape. It really is like an egg shape, that torso. The side view. Let's see.
Oh, I have a comment and a question.
Yes.
I'd like to do, well, I wouldn't really like to, but it'd be cool if I could do a skeleton because that's such an achievement. It seems so impossible to me. But number two, well, that was the statement. So here's the question. You said that this was going to be the last figure drawing. You said two weeks into April for figure drawing, and then you're going to switch to something else. Do we know what the something else is?
The something else is we were going to do because of your request, we were going to do kind of like comic strips, kind of editorial cartoons. What was it? I can't remember your request.
Yeah. Well, I think I said yeah, editorial cartoons, or I can't remember the other word for them. I'll think of it, but I didn't know that you'd gone for a yes on that. So
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, you are a super helper. You're a superhero. So
caricatures and editorial cartoons.
Yes, caricatures. Yes, definitely caricatures and editorial cartoons would be good to finish up April and to do May. All right, let's do this. Let's do the skeleton. It's actually would be good to do the skeleton. Here's some more muscles. You can see this arm muscles. Oh, look at these. They're numbered, but there's no mark. Here's a Da Vinci. One after Da Vinci. Let's see. Oh, we'll do the skeleton. Here's another. Oh, look at that. You can see the muscles on that. Look at that trapezium, that V-shaped. The scapula, the muscles.
That's a good one to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, my idea is the skeleton was just sometime somewhere. If you wanted to do you said line drawings or something to warm up. And I'm leaving soon anyway for pottery class. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do this one really quick. This one is not too bad. I can do this one pretty quickly. So it's funny how maybe I can. Yeah, I want to put it. If I put it on my right side, then I will put my hand over it. Getting really close to having it side by side. I'm gonna set up a camera where I have one camera on one side, and then I can put it on a screen, and then draw it from there. All right, so we're gonna start off with the head. The head shape. And let's see, I think I'm gonna do it the way I did it here because this works really well. You can see the green as my blocking in, and then the blue on top. The blue on top. So let's do this real quick before we go to pottery class. All right, let's see. This is a good one. All right, let's see. Here we go. And it's got that same oval, that oval shape, and then the shield. There's the shield. Simplifying. So it's like an oval shape. And I can actually screenshot this if you need it. I will screenshot it and put it in the chat. Do I want to get some water? Oh, thanks, appreciate it. I think I'm past that. There we go. There it is. Capture that. There it is. It's in the chat now. That really helps, I think. All right, so here's the head. Here's the jaw. And notice that shield, that kind of shield shape. It is for my likes. It is a little bit long. I think proportion wise, it should be a little bit taller, from my experience. I think just slightly. It is looking a little bit thinner. So I'm making it, probably pushing it just a little bit. I can actually make it a little bit not so wide. All right, so from there's the head. You can see that that's the head. And then at this angle here, I'm not worried about all the bones, all the detail. You can see the neck coming out, maybe about that much. And then now I can put in that, and my arm's not going to fit. I can already see my arm's not going to fit. That's okay. The arm's not that important. Well, yeah, I'll put it in. We'll draw it on another sheet of paper. Now here's that torso. Here's that egg shape. I'm looking at it how it relates to the head shape. I have my head shape. I'm happy with the head shape. I'm going to see how that relates to this. I can see it sticks out a little past the head out here. I can see it passes the head a little bit, and then out here it comes out slightly, not that much. Here we go. Right about there. So here we go. Here's that kind of like that egg, that oval shape right in there. That big old torso. So I'm blocking everything in. There's my torso, curves in. Here's the pelvis shape, and it relates to the head. It's about the size of the head. Actually, the pelvis is about the size of the head in there. That's a good marker, another landmark to look for. And it's this one is pretty straight up and down. Sometimes it tilts back, sometimes it tilts forward, but it's a solid shape. Then you've got the legs kind of one going one way, and this is the weight is mostly on this leg that's here, the far leg, the far side. This one's just tilting back. And then tilts back, and I won't have enough space for it. That's okay. We're not gonna probably. That's all right. So here's the arm. Arm is almost horizontal. It does come down a bit, and then it goes up. I like that the placement and the spacing. I'm looking at even the space here between. I'm looking at this other arm. Here's the elbow, and then the other arm coming down. Right about probably around there. There's that hand right about in there. All right. I think that's pretty good. All right. I'm going to zoom in because there's a lot of detail, a lot of stuff going on in here. Let's zoom in. Go a little bit lower. I think that's good right there. That's good right there. All right. Let's get it a little closer. All right, I'm going to use my blue pencil now. This is that eye, the jaw. I'm just putting that in there. Then you've got a whole set of bones right in here. I'm happy with the shape of the head here. The shape of the head. I did make it a little bit not as wide. The jaw. And then here's the that spinal column, or that goes up in there, holds the head up. all these bones in here. Now, I don't think they're that accurate. I really don't. But you can see that shape. So it just has, yeah, they're just going back and forth with this. So I'm not even worried too much about the accuracy. Just worried about that space that's in there. It almost kind of, yeah, it's back and forth. There are some 3 spiny ones in the back. 3 spiny ones in the back. One, maybe that one was too high, too low. 2, and then 3. Right in there, 3. All right, what's important here and what we can see is this rotator where that this is the top of that bone right here, this bone right here. And then it goes out. It's not the femur, it's the equivalent to the femur, but for the arm. The femur is the long muscle down here at the bottom for the leg. The humerus, I believe this is the humerus. I believe that's what it is. The humerus. If not, it'd be funny if it wasn't. Big pretty humerus. All right, so there's that muscle, that bone. I'm sorry, that bone. A little bit of a bend. He's got a little bit of a bend in it, but it definitely goes in here. That's I think it might be the second longest bone. The longest bone is definitely the femur. And then you've got this upper equivalent. And it rotates here. Over here on this side, on this elbow, it's a hinge, and here it rotates on that axis. And then that's attached, or it's into the clavicle. The clavicle is this triangular, kind of like shield. It kind of glides over the back part of all these bones in here for the
Isn't the clavicle on the front?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the clavicle, the scapula. Scapula is what I meant. All right, I love you. Yeah, that's good. Yes, this is the scapula. The scapula. Yeah, the clavicles are the two shapes that are in the front. All right, so here on the I think they're having a little bit of the jaw kind of open there. I'm not sure what's going on. It's all in shaded. The light's definitely coming from the right to the left, so you can see all that, and all this is in shadow, and there's hatching. That's all in that area. And then here in the front as well, the front part of the neck has all the hatch marks and stuff. Yeah, and the scapula. Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
I don't want to give out the wrong information. And then you have the other scapula here, this other one that's sticking out back here, right in there. And those glide across the rib cage, the back of the rib cage there. And this shape is what's really important, getting that shape. The sternum in the front. And I gotta find that book, the one that really shows that the clavicle, if this was top view and the top was the front, it does kind of look like a bow. It does bow the clavicle onto the sternum. The sternum would be in the front. And then it kind of goes onto it like that. How it attaches, I'm not really sure. See, this is what's good, because then you go back and review. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just how it attaches. All right.
On the drawing, the original there, the humerus, that bow that it has there, doesn't that look a little odd?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be straighter. I straightened mine out. Yeah, it usually doesn't bend like that. That, as far as I know. As far as from what I've seen and studied, sometimes it's just a quick sketch, because here there's a little bit of bend on this one, but yeah, it's probably a little too much.
Yeah.
And just because it gets thicker, actually gets thicker.
Yeah, it does get thicker.
I made mine get thicker.
And then proportionally, the length would be about what in comparison to the torso?
Of the humerus?
Yes.
Yeah, the humerus compared to the torso, it is longer, it is bigger. So here you can see it here. So here's the
Okay.
humerus. Yeah, you can see the humerus, and here's the torso. The torso is here. That's the torso, and they can see the humerus going from the shoulders down to the third. So it's almost like a head and a half,
Okay.
proportion wise. Yeah, it's about a head and a half. So it's bigger than a head. And what's really good here too is a hand. The hand is about the size of your head. So you put your hand in front of your face, you can see that your hand and your head is face is about the same. Actually, probably a little bit less. Yeah, as I'm looking at it, I'm putting my
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
Yeah. Interesting. But those are good things to look at and see those markers. All right, so we got the front part, and then just the bones in the back, and there's a lot of twisting to them. I don't know. I would probably, you can probably straighten them out a little bit. I don't know whether they're usually not that twisted. So there's that one. There's three. Here's my three. This is the bottom. I see these three. So there's these two here, and then a center one. And then the center one, just kind of coming back right in there. And really don't have to worry about all this detail. Really, what's really important is seeing this big form. All these rib bones can be confusing. Yeah, especially the way I'm doing them here. Oh, from the bottom of the scapula, there's another landmark. Bring it down and around this way. There's that. And then I'm just going to bring that up. And there's a big space in there on that one, on that side. That's pretty good. And this will give us the feel of the skeleton without worrying about accuracy too much. And then we've got three more bones underneath this part right here. So if you try to see it in parts, this is definitely from that scapula down this way. And then right below that is three bones. And I'm just gonna put 1, 2, and 3 lines. I just divided into 3 without any negative space, but
So how many ribs are we supposed to have?
oh, that's a good question. And my my thing's not working. We should have Adam. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's -1 rib. Let's see how many ribs.
Oh.
Just kidding. Ribs number, and it varies. Let's see. The ribs articulate. There are 12 pairs of ribs. The ribs are numbered 1 to 12. Oh, look at that. That's actually, ooh. Yeah, see, that's, and you can see these are straighter. Actually, let me see if I can, I'll share my screen so you can see what these ones look like. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you can see these ribs. Notice how it's straighter. The ones in the picture are not. Yeah, look at that. And they go around. And that's that egg shape. That egg shape.
Has
There's
anyone in school knows about the skeletal system?
I'm sorry?
Has
Josh?
anyone in your school knows about the skeletal system?
At my school?
Yeah.
Yeah, the biology department, they talk about the skeletal system, and then the other systems too. The skeletal system and the nervous system. All right, let's see. That's good. All right, let's continue. Finish this up. Then you could see that the vertebrae is coming in right in there. And I'm going to have to bring this up, actually. I'm going to have to bring my pelvis up a little bit, I think. I'm looking at the distance here and there. So the front side is actually kind of smooth. I mean, you still have all these little, and then the back side is where all the little bony things, and it comes up all the way up there on that curve. I'm just gonna put that in there like that, and then all these little, and I'm not doing it anatomically correct or anything. I'm just getting the feel of this. I'm really just getting the feel of this. I know there's like, I'm looking here, I can see 3 right in there. There's 3 in here. So I can find the center one right in there, and then put one above it and one below it. And that'll get pretty close to what I see there, as far as that, you know, not worrying too much about accuracy, but really trying to get the feel of it, the feel of the shape, the flow of the shapes and form. All right, and here we go. Let's get this pelvis in here. We've got the upper pelvis, that part, and you got which is kind of really rounded. I'm sketching that in, and then you've got the little hole that's in there, right in there. That hole. All right, and then you've got that shape that kind of sticks out right there. Right there, that rib bridge. And I've seen also, just like I've seen the clavicle compared to a bow, I've seen this pelvis compared to a butterfly, but not from this view. This would be just like one of the wings. One of the wings there. And then it's not really clear as far as how it attaches that femur right in there, the femur, that femur part. And it's that part of that bone. And there is a slight twist in it. There is a slight twist, but I don't know. I would smoothen it out like this. If I were to draw it, smoothing it out like that. See that the way that kind of goes. That femur, a little bit more like that. To the
I posted one there in case that helps you.
oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, I think that's a lot more accurate. Yeah, we're just drawing this from this book, and this is albinus, and it's probably 500-year-old drawing. And then there's the patella, that's the kneecap. You can see it actually in there. That's the kneecaps, little kneecaps. It was funny when I was in elementary school, and one of my friends dressed up as Peter Pan, and he had on green tights. And I'm like, whoa, how did I was like, I'd never really seen kneecaps before, but he had these green tights, and his kneecaps were like really, I was like, whoa, is that padding? I thought it was padding or something. And then I kind of, I don't know if I touched them or what, but totally just got that flashback. Maybe it's the green colored pencil. That's a over 40-year-old memory there. All right, let me take a look at that picture you uploaded. Thank you for uploading that. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, just like I drew it. Look how smooth that is. Oh man, yeah, good. Oh, I was gonna say let me share it, but you already did. All right, there you go. That's actually a lot better. Oh, and that even includes the tailbone. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm missing the tailbone. That tailbone. Actually, this is connected. Oh, now that, oh, that's awesome. Sabrina, thank you for finding that. So now it does come in like this because I've drawn this. This is this whole, there we go. Look at that. Boom. This whole, yeah, if you've ever been to a chiropractor, you would see this picture right here where you can see the way this twists. Look at that. Oh, I don't have it in my image. From the neck, twist back. I just drew over the ribs. Because this is more important, seeing this flow, this whole flow, the back, small of the back, and then this coming down to the tailbone. He has it coming down here, and in the picture that you submitted, it's up a little higher. But I kind of like this spot of it. You know, there you go. That's that tailbone, and that really nice, this nice curve, this flow of this line right here. That's really cool. That's really good. Then you've got that front part. Yeah, and then here there's there are two more holes in here on this side, but don't really worry about those in there. Yeah, but this is looking not too bad. It's looking pretty good. All right, got that. This is just a study. We're just really studying. Don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about it looking perfect. We're really just studying, practicing, observing, seeing how all these parts fit and looking at the proportions. And there we go. And don't compare to despair. I've been drawing for a long time. So it's like, oh, mine doesn't look like his. It's okay. Don't. It's about the practice. It's about progress. It's about the process. You can see me kind of block it all in and then do it on top. Yeah, let's see, put it, and it all comes together. This whole femur right here, the second femur. And then we've got the patella. You can put some Nutella on the patella. Then it's all right. Oh, thank you. That's a really good picture. That's really appropriate. That's apropos. Wow. It's except it's the left arm that is down. It's got a twist. Yeah, that's interesting. And then this other arm. So you've got the other arm up here. It's coming behind that scapula, actually a little bit lower. Already. Yeah, it's a little unclear. That elbow. Then here, there's two bones here, and it looks like there's only one here. The ulna and the radius. Now here, I'm going to focus on this hand a little bit. I really like the way it comes out. So as it passes the look at that. This is a good landmark right here. As it passes the center here, you can see that that bone right there, the end of that bone is right there, right at the bottom. Let's do that right in there. Anatomic middle. I always use that as my anatomic middle. So it's about the size of this pencil here. Let's zoom out. You can see it. That's the size of that pencil. So now I can use that and know that my legs are going to come all the way down here off my paper. And if you have space, great. That would be great. But this is why we do this. This is why I point that out, because you can easily help find the bottom of where your legs are going to be. Upper arm, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, I'm going to worry about this hand. I'm going to focus a little bit on that hand. And let's do that. There we go. There's a wrist. It looks like they have like a ball there, but I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. And you have all the phalanges. They kind of like go back at this angle. You see that, and then they go forward, and that's broken into parts. I would probably break it into that part there, and then another part down here. The tips of those fingers. The thumb is back here. And there's a lot of detail. I really wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, this is if you want to study hand bones, I think there's one picture in here that has it. But they kind of going in this direction, and they are kind of like all really bumpy. So it's got like, you can see the bumps, but what's important is the angle and the kind of the form that it's going in. All these little bumps, all this detail can confuse. Yeah, but you see what I just drew, and then on top of it, I'm just putting all the little wrinkles, all the little curves, all the, that in that direction. And then fingers bending down as it comes down, breaking it up, scribbling it. My pencil. Yeah, and it's kind of hard because this picture's really small, so won't worry about it. Just there we go. All right, let me see see how much leg I can get in here. I can see that bottom again. This has two bones. There's two bones to this bottom part. One bone and then another bone. You can see that one actually, the way it is attached back here. It's interesting. It's a little bit smaller. There's a smaller bone. There we go. It comes back, and there's a little bit of a curve to it on this other bone. I go back down to the leg, and I know I'm not going to have enough space for it, but I'll just let it go off the page. See, off the page here. So there's that bone. Bring that down off my page, and then this other smaller bone back here. Same thing with the arm. The arm has one big bone, the main bone, and then the other smaller bone. So it can like twist, and you can see your arm can twist like this. I'm not twisting it at my wrist, I'm twisting it. Yeah, it's these two. A really interesting bone structure. All right, there it is. So now I'm happy with that. Let's zoom out a little bit real quick. All right, not too shabby. All right. There's your bone. Oh, look at this one. I like this. I get to see the face on this one. Probably should have done this one. Then I could have had a flat space. Yeah, we got that face in there. Look at that same egg shape. Or this, there we go. That hand. It's broken down into form. All right, let's find some more muscles. Well, look at this. Here's that egg shape. There's the pelvis, the torso, pelvis, head. Oh, this one, Michelangelo studies. I think the portions are off. So these are all just studies from him. Rubens Hercules. Oh, look at that. Look at that one. You can see the pelvis and how the bones and the muscles on top. We're looking through this. We're almost halfway through the book. I think it goes into hands and stuff. Let me see if we find some more interesting muscles. Da Vinci's. Oh, is there? Oh, look at that. These muscles here. We went through these. Yeah, so that was Da Vinci's. Oh, look at that. That's neat. The serratus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. The muscles. Should we do that one?
Yes.
All right. Let's do it. You can see the glutes. This one, let's zoom in on this one. Let's see if we can zoom in a little more. There we go. And I think I can screenshot it for everybody. Yeah, let's screenshot it. There we go. Let me screenshot, make it bigger. Yeah, feel free to put questions in the chat if you'd like, or requests. This is live. Thank you for joining us. Here we go, captured. And it's in the chat. Okay. Start off with green again. Now I see this this top part, there's a slight angle, but I see this almost with this angle here. I would say this is almost triangular shape. And definitely a circle here. Notice that circle shape for the gluteus. If you want to just try to get that going first, kind of imagining how it's going to be on my paper. Let me see if I've got the, I've got this folder here. Folder of old drawings, sketchbook heroes, call to adventure. This is your call to adventure. Wow, these are all old drawings. Look at that. I digress, but these are pretty cool. Oh, where is it? There should be more drawings. Oh, Rose. Oh, that's right. I'm going to draw Rose on Thursday. We've got this rose that I kind of sketched out, and I like it. I'm like, oh, wow, I can draw that in my class. A simplified rose. Let's go to the back. There we go. All right, trying to get comfortable here. That's it right there. Yeah. All right, here we go.
You know, I find like following you is easy, but then when I'm doing it on my own, breaking down the shapes to simplify, I sometimes struggle with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you will. I mean, I sometimes come across a drawing. It's like, wow, what do I see? But it does take some time. It's trying to almost it's learning to focus differently. Like here, I can see these angles. Like I can see this angle here, this angle here. Watch. Let me just go ahead and do it. So I see this angle here, and you try to see the big shapes first. Try not to, because all the little shapes can confuse. And then I see this kind of this angle here, and there's a bit of a curve to it, but it's kind of going in this direction. And then I can see that the gluteus maximus right there, the glute's kind of like in that circular shape, and the way it just kind of comes off at that angle there, this angle here, and it's kind of blocked. I kind of just blocked that in, and then I also kind of like I can see this as one shape by itself. And then I can see it as one shape together, or two shapes together, you know, as one shape, kind of like almost, I don't know, it's really interesting. And then I can even break that down further. It's being able just to see the parts in the whole, like here, this line here, right? I'm not worried about all the detail. I'm almost focusing on these big shapes. There's that deltoid right there, but I can see this big shape, almost like another triangle in here. See that? See that other shape. So it's focusing on the different big shapes first to the small shapes, and then even going back and forth, being able to kind of like go back and forth and see that. Like here's that arm, here's that deltoid, and then here's that sternal. No, this is a trapezium. That's a trapezium. And then here's, oh yeah, here's the clavicle coming down right in there. That's the clavicle, a little bit of a twist. And then the center's really off center. It's almost a profile here. But I can see this as one big shape, and here's another shape, a little bit of a twist. I can add to it right in here. See, because I can see I can add to that and get that shape in there. But that's fine. I just follow along until you get it. I mean, you know, I'm glad I can break it down for you. Got years of experience breaking that down. Then you just have that experience learning to see the big shapes, the small shapes, the medium-sized shapes, and then putting it all together like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle. Yep, just like a puzzle. I know I had this puzzle when my son was younger. I was so proud that I did it for him, because on the puzzle it said 3 to 5 years, and it took me only a month. That's
good.
all right. So you can see I'm kind of like building on top of all this light sketching, and I'm doing it with my green pencil, but I can you know, but it's this is sketching. I just scribble it all out, kind of, okay, there's the shapes, and then I can on top of it, you know, let's go with my blue pencil now and start getting the detail. So here I'm gonna go ahead and do that bicep. It's stretched out right there, that bicep right there, boom. And you've got the other muscle on top of it right here. The deltoid. And then it's attaching to the clavicle, I think, up on top. The clavicle in here. See that clavicle come in and twist. And it fits on that, I can see the shape too. I mean, I see the shape, this shape here. I don't see it. Even in more detail would be all these lines, because I can see through the lines. I can see this structure in here, this whole structure shape. It's kind of like looking past. It's almost like having X-ray vision, being able to learn to focus on the structure and not get confused with all the lines and all the detail, because that'll do it too when you're first learning. It's like, oh, there's so much, but you almost have to turn on your X-ray vision to see these mass shapes, the big shapes. And all this is all the pecs. There's all kinds of I don't know, but it's a little unclear. There's a slight curve there. And here's the top part of that clavicle. Or should I say scapula? No. It's the clavicle. There it is. And then you've got that other muscle here. That's the part of the trapezium, this shape. Notice how it tapers and twists. This tapers and twists, this muscle back here, up here. And there's a taper and a twist. That's that. And other muscles underneath, I'm sure. And this is the sternocleidomastoid, this one right here. That's they just put a little bit kind of touched in there. That's the longest word muscle that I know. Sterno, because of the sternum. Cleido, I don't know, the mastoid kind of sticks to the head. And it goes to the sternum right in the center. And there's this, it's a little confusing in here, but the sternum is in there in the middle. And then here, this whole shape right in here. But they've got the muscles, so they've got the little bends in it, little bumps. But you capture that form of that structure. All right, this is where we're going to really focus on this this serratus muscle here. The serratus muscle is if we look at it, I see three parts. You've got the latissimus dorsi. I think that's what this muscle is back here. This muscle that kind of twists back here. It's back here. That's this one. That's that muscle. And then here I can see three of them. I can block it in again. I can see if I'm having trouble, block it in lightly. See, it's going to be in that spot. And then when I see three, so I can just see the middle one. The middle one's going to be right in here. And then the other ones kind of take care of themselves. The other ones kind of take care of themselves. So then here we go. Let's draw that muscle. Kind of looks like a shark fin right in there like that. And then here's the other one coming in like that. And then the other one coming in. There's this part. And then there's that part right there, like a shark fin. Right. Those three parts. And then you have the other muscle part kind of coming in right in there. Right in there. And then they've got all the other lines shading it and stuff. But I can really quickly just shade them. But that's what's important. That's what's important there. And you still got some of these muscles kind of coming up back here and twisting and twist. How many? There's 3, 2, and 3. There's a little bit of a twist to them, a little kind of like a S curve. I'm going to probably bring my, looking at this now, I'm going to bring my glutes down a little bit. See it? And I check and double check my spacing and my movement, but I can move this down. Yeah, I need to move this down because I'm trying to get that feel of this shape and form right in here. This is probably that another muscle right in there, that one right there. There's the abdomens, the abs. Oh, you can kind of see them split right in there. Another split right in there. It was really hard because all this the drawing on top, all the hatching on it. But let me see. That's 1, 2. And then there's another one up there, but definitely these two are important right there. 1, 2. You can see it kind of like little bends in it. And then probably the center, that center line. And this is probably like the triangular part that comes down on this side, and then the center up that way. I'm kind of simplifying it again, that triangle here, this triangle. Then it's just going in and out on that line. See, it's right in there. This one, that one, that one. Bam. And then probably bring that up. Then you have this side, this arm. Looks like he's like, I don't know what's happening back here. But we can put all that in shade, shadow. All right, there it is. That was the important part. Here's this, and all these muscles kind of like run across this way. If you want to put those lines and then these lines as well, kind of the muscles kind of like run across that way. These run this way. And I'm not going to worry about this elbow muscle too much. There it is. All right, that's it. Then the gluteus, I'm going to bring it down. See, I made that little mistake. But that's okay. That's a sketch. See, now I can go darker down here and not even worry about that. See, I don't use an eraser. But get that gluteus right in there. Brought it down slightly. Then down here. And this is probably that bone showing through. This leg is going forward. This is bone right in here. That's bone. The rest is kind of like muscle. It looks like they have 2 different muscles. There's a muscle there. then that other thigh muscle that kind of goes over that. There we go. And then I guess they have two glutes. There's a second glute with the other leg kind of coming out back here. This would be the leg of the other foot. This is one leg with a little bit of a turn on it. And then the back leg. And it just disappears, but it would go back there. Let's see, what is that? All right, I think that's it. I'm not, I don't know what's going on in there, but that's really good. That's really good. Ta-da. All right. All right. There we go. That's pretty cool. The back. Oh, look at that. I saw, oh man, I wish I would have taken a picture of him. I don't know what he had, but you could always see his muscles. I was at a concert and you could really see his trapezoid muscle. I was like, whoa, I didn't want to stare, didn't want to, but I was just like fascinated. Look at that, I'm just taking his skin apart. Look at the bones. Bones. Zoom out a bit.
What is the name of that book?
This book is the Reginald Marsh Anatomy for Artists.
Thanks.
And I have a bunch of books. I gotta find my other one. I know I lent another one that's really good. Oh yeah, look at this. This is really good. Look at that spine. The spine and the muscles here on this one. This is really good. Zoom in on that for a second. Yeah. No, I have a couple of them that are really good. This one's okay. You can see that some of it's not as clear as I would like, but I've got a couple other ones that are really good. I'm gonna try to dig them up for next week. Actually, yeah. But it's good to see, and it's good to know you don't have to be so precise all the time. Just be like, just look at this, just really quick sketches. Once you understand, like this is out of proportion. I can see that it's out of proportion. They're really twisting it, and it's a copy. This is somebody's studies of copy of Raphael. So you're copying a copy, which is not that great. So I'm not, it's not but it's a good thing to do. But yeah, I don't. Going for this one. I did see some really good ones. Oh, the head. Look at those muscles, and they're numbered, but there's no key here. There's no key.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Hobarth. Hobarth has a really good. I have his book. I got to dig it up.
Those heads are good too.
Yeah. These are really good.
Those are also.
Yeah, they're going to be on the video. Yeah, here's the muscles to the face, a little more detail. Look, there's that sternocleidomastoid. There's that's trapezium. I believe it's a trapezium. It could be wrong. Look, yeah, it's trap. See, trap, and then this is the splenus. The mastoid, that ST mastoid, the sternocleidomastoid. They have like little broken down. They have little notes. Yeah, the eye, the way it's fitting in there. Yeah, all this stuff is stuff we've covered already. All right, let's the hand and form. That's pretty neat. Let's see if we can find one more. What time is it? 6:06. All right, we've been at it for an hour. Oh, look at, yeah, here's the center. Actually, that's not the center. Is it? No. Well, it's not. I mean, that's not the center, but it kind of, we were looking at another picture where it showed the center. Those these are good hands, actually. These are good hands. All state. Legs and feet. We're going to go to our second book. Oh yeah, look, these are good. Muscles. Let me zoom out. There we go. Legs, feet, corpuscles, little bones, bends. Oh, look at that, the way they cross cross
Section, yeah. Yeah, the feet sometimes, the angle, right, sometimes makes it, because it looks different, it changes.
Yeah, yeah. I always try to see it as a triangle just to block it in. Always
Oh, okay.
block it in as a triangle. And then you can go into form. This is definitely form. I really broke this down into form.
Oh, I like that one. I like the composition.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the composition is really good. It has a nice strong base and then it flows up. Nice, really, a lot of good angles. It's a schematic composition. Luca Cambiasi. Should look him up. Proportions. Oh, they put the proportions last. See, there's 1, 2. Yeah, that's it. Look at the shoulders. 3, 4, anatomic middle. 5, 6, just like we did. And I forgot that I had this book, but yeah, just like we did here. It's all there. There's the foot. There's the, yeah, that's it. For male and female. A little more hips. Ooh, there's that one. Oh, look at this one. This is really good. I had somebody, they weren't using it as a unit. They kind of like did it like this a little bit, more of a scribble. But yeah, you can see, oh, 3 heads long, the arm. 3 heads long. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. That really helps. And then that's the center. Another 4 at the bottom. Anatomic middle. Yeah, seeing the heads in there kind of helps. Although it's a little freaky.
Yeah, that is freaky.
I mean, these heads are not in proportion. I mean, the eyes are not in the center and stuff. It's just really the unit that they're giving you an idea. And that's a Da Vinci. Yeah.
And women or men are the same.
Yeah, 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 pretty much. I mean, we're all different, but as far as once you memorize this, you can see the differences. You can see. Yeah. I had one picture when we did this picture, I had a scale because even kids, they have really big heads and their proportions change and
Right.
8, and sometimes you see 7 size 7, right? But you know, it's good to know it and then see how it changes. And these are just sketches. These are figure sketches. This is where you would probably aim to. Yeah, these are really cool. Yeah, sketches. Marsh. All right, we're at the end of the book in 1 hour. Through the whole book. Really good. Reginald Marsh, Anatomy for Artists. All right, there we go. Did a few drawings from there. All right, let's go back to our book, which is right here. Morpho. I'm not sure which one because I think we kind of went through this book pretty much. I really like this one, the way the angles of that form of the pelvis going back and then the torso going back in a different way. And that's really good too. There's that box again for that pelvis. This is really good. Oh, the feet. You're talking about the feet. Look at this. This is
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah. See the different angles.
yeah. The hands are tough too because we got all the phalanges and those changes it moves around. But yeah, this is really good. And seeing the stepping, this really breaks it down nicely. The padding of the feet underneath. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, we're going to draw one more from here, and then we're going to get to our the one that was posted. That was the book that was the one that was posted. So I don't know if you see one that you like. And we went through this whole book. Yeah, we drew this one. See, I totally remember when I see stuff. I'm like, oh, it becomes part of my arsenal of drawings. This is really neat the way it flows. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Drawings here. Yeah, the drawings here are a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner. Really a lot cleaner in this book. I have another book. Yeah, I gotta get those, dig those books up. Let's see, I'm just trying to find the one best picture. And then we'll get going on it. The hands are cool. Yeah, see the hands are tough.
Yeah, those are hard,
Yeah.
especially the foreshortening that happens, right?
Yeah, here like this one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers coming out and stuff. Oh, this is neat. Let's try to find a good one. Oh, look at these. Ah, I like that one. We'll draw this one. We'll draw a hand.
Okay.
tonight.
Yes, that looks good.
Oh, looks good. There we go. Let's do that one. All right. Good. I like participation. There we go. And another one on the left. To the left, to the left. Let's use our book, our last book as a, there we go. Now, again, about focusing in, focusing out, I can see this square, like this, this whole mass in there. I mean, oh, you can actually see it here too. That's what I was seeing. This whole block, this whole mass, right? It's in there. It's like this block. Watch, yeah, this angle. Let me move it over. Sorry, start over again. Let me actually, you know what? Let me zoom in as much as I can, and then I'll screenshot it. Let's screenshot it for everybody. Screenshot it. Actually, it doesn't have to be that close. Right there. There we go. Now I can screenshot it, and then put it in the chat. There we go. Let's see. All right, we're doing good tonight. There we go. Oh, good. There we go. That's good.
Yeah, this one's gonna be fun.
Yeah. That's good. And you know about composition, you know about I've heard of it. I mean, I don't know your experience or I haven't seen your work, but that, yeah, you're using the right words and yeah, you know, it's like it's like a puzzle, right? And you can see it. It's like, oh yeah, this makes sense. All right, let's zoom out. And all right, it's in the chat and let's break it down. Yes, it is going to be fun. Take on the challenge. A little bit of a challenge, but oh, it's back. Here we go. Yeah, so it's this block. This line is almost vertical, and then here, but I see this this block, and it's almost the same height, same width. It's square. I need to probably zoom out a little bit more. There we go. Let's move it up. And I think, again, I forgot, I think I have enough space for the fingers. Yeah, the fingers will fit in here. But I'm looking at this big shape, this block, almost like a deck of cards, like right in here. And then this angle here. See this? These two angles are parallel or go to a vanishing point. But if you get them parallel, that's a good start. And then there's a little bit of a curve. But it does this block, that whole block, and then yeah, they have the palm. See that palm? That's what's happening here. It is a block, and then this block gets that palm part. This palm. That's what that is right in here. That's what's happening. That palm sticking up right above that center part. You can see that mass of that arm, of that palm. Then here, rounding it out.
It's almost like a cube initially, right?
Yes, it's a cube, or yeah, it is a cube, but it's a little bit thinner than a cube. So yeah, it's a block. It's yeah, it's kind of like this. So that's what it is. But that's why you have to practice drawing the cubes, practice drawing or looking for them and seeing them. I mean, if that's where you're at, that's where you're at, and that's what we're doing. And if you're struggling with that, then you'll be struggling with this. So this is why we're intermediate tonight. This is intermediate, and on Thursdays we focus on shape a little bit more, because from shape to this, getting to this level. All right, so there's the palm. There's the whole palm actually. That's the ball of the palm. This palm here where the thumb is, and then that other part. And then here they have it. Actually, it would, if it were to continue, it would be an oval shape here with the arm. that arm, and actually they have it coming down a little bit more. It's like this oval shape, and I'm doing it 3D or X-ray vision. So it's, but you're seeing this part in the drawing, this part of it. And just like I see, you know, parts in whole, I see this as well. As I probably pull it out a little bit more of that space right there, but I can see if it were to continue underneath it. And then it comes out like this part of the wrist. And then you can see they actually blocked it too, because here's like a block as well of that part of the wrist. And all these would be parallel, or they'd be going to a vanishing point. Then you have the, I'm not gonna, just that forearm, the forearm right in there, that forearm coming out. All right, let's focus on the fingers now. Focus on the family. Let's focus on these fingers. This finger is going back a little bit. This is pinky. And I'm going to just block in that whole shape. Like I'm seeing this top part of that pinky in these two angles. There's this angle and that angle, and this is the top part. And then I know the finger's going to be underneath. Then we've got this other second finger that's going to be in here. This is that's the pinky. This is the index. Is it the index? No, this is the ring finger. The ring finger, yeah, this is the ring finger right in here. And I'm kind of seeing that how it fits in here, how it fits these angles. This is that main angle, that part. Then you have that bottom part of that digit going into that palm right in there somewhere. And then you have these other two fingers, the middle finger up here at that angle, and it does taper. It does taper as it gets closer. There's that part of that finger. And then here's that other part, the pointer finger back here. Now I can see that individually, and I can see them together as one whole. So I'm trying to see that do that and go back and forth, trying to see this individually and then see this as a whole, like all this as a one big shape. And I can probably bring this finger up a little bit more. Now that I see it as a shape, I can adjust that, bring it up a little bit more, because I'm going back and forth on what I'm focusing on, what you focus on. Really important what you focus, where your focus is, where your attention is. The attention, the focus. So there's that pointer finger, there's that part. Then here's this other middle finger in front of that finger. There's some overlapping. And that middle finger right in there. Right in there. Here we go. How's that looking? And I'm just pushing it a little bit harder now. That's coming at this angle, and then this coming at that angle. There we go. That one. And there's three parts. That other part back down here is being hidden. But just like I did with this in here, you can see this little oval, the little part of it right in there. They have it split. That finger. So there's those two fingers. I'm just coming down now. That's the pointer finger, the middle finger. And then we've got this finger, the ring finger, which is kind of just like right in here. Right in there. And down. A little bit of a taper. And these are cylinders. They have them exactly like cylinders. And here's that other top part of a cylinder, or it would be like a circle, just like here. This is a cylinder too. It's really thin. My blue tape. It's right there. Then it's just coming in there. Then we got the pinky that's on top of all this. The pinky. All these other fingers underneath. It really does. You're only capturing part of it. Yeah, let me see if I can fix this. This looks a little wanky. It should taper. Yeah, taper it a little bit nicer. There we go. There we go. And then yeah, you probably see that the back inside of these fingers, that finger in here a little bit, going onto that palm. Up and around. I'm bringing it down slightly. I pushed it a little bit too high. And then that thumb, there's two parts to the thumb, and they are slanting forward or that way a little bit. There is a slight slant to it. I just put that axis line in there. There's that thumb. And then that last digit. There we go. And might have to bring it back slightly. I'm going to bring it back just slightly, a little bit right there. Bring it on. There we go. That's better. Fix that. That's it. And this has like cross sections as well, but I would think that I'd probably have them curving that way if it were me. If it were me. That's good. I like that. All right, now here, this is where you see this whole part of this finger. There's 3 parts. There's this part here on this pinky. This one right here, that part. And then you can see it as shapes first. I would see like these bubble shapes first, and then try to see it as form. There's that shape, and then this shape here. You can see this angle, this almost vertical, and it's attached to, it attaches to the deck of cards, or that block should attach to it like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Yeah, because see how this curves that way. This should be curving that way. This would curve that way. I would probably curve that way. They have it curving the other way down. It all depends on your point of view. I would, yeah, it's interesting. This angle here, see, yeah, because of these angles here, yeah, it should kind of be like in those angles. I don't know. All right, let's get that pinky done. Let's get that pinky done, and then jump. We'll spend the next. We'll spend some time on this next drawing. We're really going to spend some time on this next drawing. All right, so there's that center part. This one, this angle kind of, I don't know, on this pinky part, I'm going to bend it in because they usually bend in. That one, that's that pinky part. And there's that. And then here's the other third part right in there. And it's attached here. See, I'm actually adding some wrinkles that it kind of has there. And then the knuckle that's right there. You can see I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there's that knuckle. So you can see it. There it is. That looks pretty good, I think. Get that other side of that. And it would be attached, actually, it would be attached to this thing underneath. These fingers would be attached to the whole side of that that deck of cards we had. Not too shabby. That's not too bad. I think I squeezed it in a little bit. Probably should have been pulled out a little bit more. It's not to the exact proportions. That's okay. Let it go. It's good practice. It's kind of hard to talk and do it at the same time. But yeah, I can totally see that this is not in proportion. That's all right. Let it go. There we go. The 3, what was it? Critical, judging too harshly. It's not a good thing.
You mean the size of the palm to the fingers? Is that what you're saying?
No, the fingers. Here, let me see. I'm gonna get a piece of tracing paper. I have some tracing paper here. There we go. Let me get my tracing paper. Now that I can see it, like this would be like a good, even a sketch, and then redo it. Let me see. Try to tear this correctly. Oh, this is not my good sketch. Tracing paper. But it should. You know, is it 2 sheets? Yeah, it's 2 sheets. There we go. Yeah. No, it should be a little bit it should be a little more open. I'm looking at this negative space. It should probably be a little bit, even a little further out. I would probably even say this much. Yeah, probably off by that much at least. I'm looking at it now, and then this finger's even higher up. Yeah, I'll probably say right in there. Here's the thumb. But you see now I have this drawing that's underneath, and I'm using it's like taking a shot, you know. I took a shot and see, oh, okay, that shot is there, and And sharpshooters do that. They shoot and they see where that shot lands, and then they can adjust. You can adjust like here, 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 and then the distance from here to here. Yeah, see, that's where this other finger should be. That's this second finger. This one right here should be up here. Yeah, there we go. I'll probably say something like that. And then this coming down at that angle. And that's probably a little more accurate. If you can see it side by side up. Then that space in here, yeah, that space. Watch this angle, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, but this middle finger should be right about there. I think that's a little more accurate. And then the pinky. Yeah, the pinky, this should be the pinky up here, actually. Probably. Right in there. Oops. Yeah, and this should probably be up a little higher. Yeah, that's it. See, that's a little more accurate, even though it's a little more scribbly. That's a little more accurate. And if I go back and forth, you'll see the difference. If I go like this, then you can see. Yeah, see the difference?
Yeah, it's up more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine, something's wrong with the proportions on mine.
That's okay. Yeah. And that's fine. It's about the practice. This is it. This is practice. I mean, this is, I'm not, you know, this is what we're doing here. And then just say, okay, that's good. Let it go. All right. It's all good practice. All right. There we go. That's it. Yeah. And do animation. That's how they do animation. All right. Let's get to that. Ooh, yeah. Let's jump to it. Let's jump to that draw. We'll call it a night. All right. So it's on the Meetup. We've got how many people here? All right, participants. All right, 5 of you. All right, awesome. All right, let's do this. Share my screen. Oh, there it is. Sharing. Here we go. All right, so here we are. Learn to draw for free. Absolutely free. Here we go. This is our class today. April 11th. Can you believe it? 10 days ago, April 1st. April Fools. I did a little one there. Ah, here it is. This is the one. Our only photo up. That's the one. All right. Copy image address. Let's put it up here. Paste. 12 ribs. Wow, from up here, look at that. The ribs way up there. That's pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow. There we go. Here it is. All right, so exactly, this is what I'm talking about, seeing the big shapes and the small shapes. Really need to see the big shapes. The 411. There it goes. Let's see. Here, let's break this down. There's a slight angle here. You see, there's that angle. But I can see this as one angle. I mean, if the more you simplify it, then you start seeing, breaking it down into details like here, like this and that. But if you can see this first, like this, even here, this shape here, don't worry about the curves. Really see this as a shape there. And this is a shape here. Right. And then this shape here. See, notice this is almost even a triangular if you come all the way like that. It's a really strong composition wise. This is really solid composition wise. I mean, it would continue here. You can see that, but and then all the little ins and outs. But this whole triangle here, I would block it in until you start seeing, like here, you can break this half and half as well. So it's almost focusing back and forth, and seeing that. All right, so and seeing these shapes, being able to do that really helps. All right, let's see. I don't know. Should we break it down anymore? Yeah, because we can. Let me just draw it. Let's see. That's pretty good. I'll screenshot that. And then we'll just do it. Capture. Paste it. There we go. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for joining us. I think we'll do it in green and blue again. We'll do that in green and blue. And this time I can get rid of all my other papers. We'll just do it right here. We'll spend as long as it takes. It's 6:30 now. We might go for an hour, half an hour. I don't know. This will be our last drawing. I actually want to do this one. I really want to take my time on this one. I really like this picture, this image. Who's is it? Oh, this is Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch. He's famous for the Scream. Famous for the Scream. That's Edvard Munch. All right, let's see. Let's get situated. Let's get comfortable. Zoom out. I'm going to block it in. I'm going to block it in with my pencil again. See, I can easily just block that in with that triangle. I can see that triangle. And that's, I already know how it's going to fit on my paper. Right? It's not, you know, it's that whole mass right there. There's that arm. It's going to be right in here. See that these are like landmarks. That angle here, and then that angle there. And then I can see pelvis, the way it's sitting on that couch. I think it was whatever that is, couch. The couch is right there, the dress. And I'm seeing this in there. It's almost like this abstract kind of like shape that kind of comes up here. Tuesday night is washing night. I've noticed. I know who it is. That's funny. Since we started this class, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, they wash on Tuesdays. I've never really noticed. And that's what that beeping is. All right, so and I'm scribbling it in. I'm not even. I'm more worried about the mass and the shapes and the forms. And then the head. The head's going to kind of be right in here. It looks like what is that? I don't know. An eye? Oh, it looks like an eye. I don't know. The head's going to be right about in there. The head. A tent. Ah, yes, it does look like a tent. Yeah, tent. That's what I like about camping. Camping is intense. I'll be here all week. All right. So there's the head, the shoulder, the shoulder. It's going to come in there, right in there. The upper arm, the lower arm. I can see I'm already starting to break this into parts. I'm starting to break it down to like middle-sized shapes. I'm starting to see the middle-sized shapes in there. And get all that stuff, the hair. And that's the process I use. I go from big to small, big to small. Here, I probably might have to bring that arm down a little bit. See, I can see that right in there. And this arm right up, this upper arm. And I'm just going back and forth. Oh, the hand. The hand, again, is just a rectangle. Just see that rectangle in here. See, I can break it down. I don't worry about the fingers, but I can see that hand is like right in there. That rectangle. Bam, block it in right in there. And this arm coming up at that angle. See, I brought it down a little bit. See all these little adjustments just as you're doing it, and I'm sketching it, sketching on top. Sketching, and then right in here, the pelvis. It does come out and then in. And I'm looking back and forth and making sure this my ratios look good, my angles look good. Wrap to draw. We use wrap to draw, ratios, angles, proportions, placement, practice, patience, persistence. That's what we do here. Let's see, I'm adding all this shape in here. This that mass. I just brought it down this much, right in there. Right
Perspective.
Perspective, yes. And that's what angles is a part of perspective. Angles is the first step in perspective. seeing angles, and then realizing when I was at the Getty, you could see definitely before Renaissance, they were getting angles. They understood angles and kind of space. And they understood pods, like placement, things that are lower or closer, things that are higher up or further away. But they didn't get perspective until Brunelleschi during the Renaissance. Well, he's credited with discovering perspective, Brunelleschi. But from there, we just like, oh, yeah, okay, this is perspective. These are the rules. And the rules are simple, but hard. It's not easy. I mean, it took them a long time to figure it out. All right, so here's that other hand. And I'm looking at the relationship of those two hands. I can see them separately and I can see them together as one. And like this shape here. See that mass and that mass. And then as one piece. It's coming up at an angle. It's coming down. And this right in here, this arm. I think I might bring it back a little bit. Yeah. Right about there. It feels right about right. Right in there. Yeah, perspective. But angles is there. But when I teach wrap to draw, I really don't you know, I focus more on the angles because people are learning. When you get into perspective, it's simple, but it's hard. It really is, because you're trying to get that you know, it's simple. The rules are simple, but doing it is really difficult because you're really fighting your brain on what you see, what you think you see, what you're observing. And this is a flat surface, and you're trying to put three-dimensionality on this.
Yes, I when it's scenery, I can do it easier, but when the human body, it's a struggle.
Yeah. Like here, we're actually looking down on this scene slightly. Our eye level is probably, our eye level is right at where her eye level is, or right about there on this eye level. You can see the top of the table right in here. And there's this vanishing point of this other table. This table right here, and you can see a little bit of the top of the bed. Oh yeah, it's a bed, huh? Thought it was a couch.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of that.
So the horizon,
Yeah, I would say it's right.
Yeah.
It's right in there, the horizon. And it's not just the horizon, but it's also the eye level. That's your eye level. That's your perspective point of view. All right, let's see. Let's make this hair and head a little better, because I'm all over the place with it. I think it's a good spot. The hair does come up right in there. The head, the face. I can see the straight line of the face, the front of the face. That's it. I have a blue line in front of it. Oh, I should put the other line. Let me. Oh. I'm still sharing my screen. Nobody said anything. The hands do not look as large as the head. Yeah. No, they don't. I don't know where I read that, but yeah, you're right. Let me see. I'm like wondering why that's still there. Let's see if I can do a quick measurement since we're here. But you know, see the fingers are bent as well. Here, this one is open. This hand, but this hand looks smaller than the other hand. There it is. There's that space right there. And you can do this with a pencil. You know, you can say, okay, take that measurement, go like that with your pencil, and put your finger on it, and then go from one space to another. Using that as a unit, right in here, I can move it up here. You see, that's the front of the face. Look at that. Here to here. I wouldn't say the whole head, but the front of the face. And see, I'm going to bring it back to this hand right there. See, from this finger to the wrist. Right there. Or to that pinky, from the middle finger to the pinky. Right there. Bring it back up. From the chin to the hairline. Chin to the hairline. Yeah, that makes sense. And the chin to about the hairline, although I don't have a big forehead, but my hand is smaller than that. Yeah, but yeah, your mileage will vary, but these are good landmarks, things to look for, things to measure. All right, let's see. There's that. that bedpost. There we go. The bedpost right here. And does your chewing gum lose its flavor? Bedpost overnight. All right, now this bed does have a slight angle up as it comes back here on this other side. It is coming up back here. And that's the same at this angle here too. This angle here, this bedpost, and this angle here on the table. See, I can move this table, but once I know the angle, I can move it. I can move this table over, but that angle is still the same. See this, the distance from the bedpost to the table. I can keep moving it back and back. And I'd have to lower it higher up or lower down, but I can make those adjustments. Because angles don't really change. You can blow this picture up or shrink it down. But once you see an angle, the angle, and it's true, the angles pretty much stay the same. And it's really just practice, 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 practice. Here's that knee, that dress coming out here. Actually, this is good. I'm glad actually, I guess I'm not, let me just clear my drawing. Because my drawing is just like a little sliver. Actually, let me stop sharing and you can see what I have, and then I'll go back to sharing. I think that'll be good. Let's see. So I'm going to stop sharing. There's my drawing. And then let me go back to sharing so you can copy from the original instead of making a copy of a copy. And I don't know if that's better for everybody, but there it is. I'm using a different sharing screen. All right, if there's any problems, put it in the chat or you can speak up. Here we go. Let's continue. Yeah, the head. Oh, yeah, this is definitely, maybe I should do that. Let me see. These are good. These are good. Break this down a little bit further. Because here you have this neck, that angle. Notice that angle there, this angle here, and then this angle here. That right there. Look at that. Bam. There you go. Maybe they are. Oh yeah. Yeah, this head from to the forehead, from the chin to the forehead is about the size of that hand. Let me bring it down. Get that, bring it down. You can see it there. Look at that. It's right there. But it's the front. It's not the whole head. Let's see right there. It's about below the hairline. Actually, that probably should be bigger. Yeah, no, it's a little bit bigger. The hands are a little smaller. Yeah, there it is. That's it. All right, let's get those out of there. And then those are just guides. All right, let's do this. Let me get my guides on there, on mine.
Yeah, somebody said if you have the share and the drawing side by side, you can resize to see which one you want gets bigger.
Oh, if you have the share and the drawing side by side, you can resize.
Yeah, you can. There's where it's divided. You can push it one bigger than the other one.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can figure that out. It's a little bit of a brain knot for myself. So if I go to share my screen, no, I don't. And if I put, the screenshot.
If you do side by side like speaker.
Oh. Let me see. I think I might have to go to a different, let me see, because I was sharing the screen. I wasn't sharing, let me see, like this desktop. Let me see. Let me try it one more time. Share, oops. Share, there we go. Screen 2. Yeah, if I share screen 2, that would work. So if I share my screen 2, and then now if I, let me see, go to my chat, and then, yeah, download this one. There we go. That, like this is what you're talking about? I'm not sure.
No, I guess how you're viewing it on the view.
Oh, like when I had mine. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do side by side speaker. I think you might
I
get
think
it
somebody else would have to, you would have to do it on your own screen.
Okay, well, I do that, so
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But I can't do that here
okay.
yet. I can't do that here yet. I know if I have two, yeah, that's what my thing is I'm gonna get another camera and then I can focus it there and then I can do that. I can spotlight two cameras. I can spotlight my camera and then the other one, and then I'd be able to go side by side.
Yeah, that Leslie said exactly. Each one does it on their own.
Yeah, everybody has to do it on their own. All right, so here's the front of my head, face right there, this angle here, and then the neck. I think the neck right in there, and then it's there's a lot of shading and stuff in here. A lot of shading. And even almost a triangle in there. Let's see. Ready? The nose right about there. The nose can be right about there. Eye. The hair, bring it up. So I want to make sure my face is good. So I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna zoom in right now in a second on this, on mine. This is where I really want it to be. I want it to be right, and then the rest it doesn't matter as much. It's gonna really just grow out of this this head, right in here, right in there. Looking at the negative space, I'm looking at this shape here too as a shape right here. This negative shape, where that kind of comes down, and then that actually helps me, yep, line up my my bed, my table, because it lines up on this line right there, that angle, and then I'm not going to have enough space for whatever's on the table. It's not going to fit on my paper. That's okay. But the back, the bed, yeah, I did a little too much to the left. If I could move it over to the right, I would, but that's okay. And I didn't put a lot of energy or time into this. I mean, I could do it or get another sheet of paper and put it on top and shift it. But I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, there's too much space on this left side. And see, I can see this is a shape right in here that that's, then here the ratio is probably a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Shadow. Oh, this angle of this bed. That angle, that bed, the dress coming underneath. Like getting ready for the night. I don't know, because it looks like there's lamps on the table. Oh, and the foot. Let's get that foot right. They kind of flows off that hand. Yeah, it looks like it would need to come down a little bit more. Yeah, my foot's gonna be way down here. Way down there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm off. Yeah, if I could get my paper and put it right there, that's would be perfect right there. Right there. Yeah, I would bring it down. Yeah, because there's too much space up here. Because the image ends right about there. Right there. And over here. Well, that's okay. All right, let's zoom in. I'm gonna focus on this face. I'm gonna focus on the face. And then just make everything kind of grow out of there. I'm double checking my proportions and everything. It looks all right. I could do it in pencil, and then just go really black and white with it. But we shall see. We shall see. Here we go. That's it. All right, so really soft eye, like I have that there. You really just see a little, that eyelash kind of going in that direction, right in there. And it's really soft. I mean, just even that, softening that up with that green in there. And you get a little bit of that bottom lash. I mean, it's really slight. I would say really slight, but it's mostly that top lash. The forehead. And I can see the light if I There's a light that's bouncing from the left to the right. I can see that. There's the eye. Get that nose in there. A little bit of a roundedness at the tip. Nostril. Bring that nostril in a little bit. Yeah, if you're not, if you haven't practiced drawing faces, this is going to be really tough. We did a little bit of practicing drawing faces, but I mean, it was just practice. You really need to practice quite a bit. I mean, practicing once a week helps, but if you can do it more, the more you practice, the more you'll progress. All right. And the cheek goes over the nose a little bit. There's that's actually straight right in there. See that straight line? It's going over that nose slightly as it comes up. And then you got that lip. Well, actually the top of the lip. A little bit of a lip. It's not much. Right in there. On the bottom lip. And I know it's rounded. I know it's rounded. It's really faint. It's really faint. I mean, it's really faint. And then there's the chin right in there, that chin. And I know I probably made it look easy, but yeah, it's just gotta practice drawing faces. This is a lot of detail, especially if you're doing figure drawing. Figure drawing really don't focus this much on this detail on drawing faces and stuff. We did do the proportions of a face, and we've done that. We did that back in December. I think it was December. Yeah, December. Oh, when we first started, yeah, we started with faces. Put a little bit of that cheek in there, and actually started doing some of the shading. I really want to do the shading because you can see the light coming from that side. All that's lit, and then all this right in here is all in shade. Shade, shade, shade. And I'm happy with that face. See that? And I'm happy with that face. And if you're not, that's okay. You can get it next time. And just keep going. Just keep trudging. That's the thing. A lot of people give up when they have they run into a problem, and I've done it. I mean, it's hard when you don't have a success and you have a failure. It's not the way you want it. But that's when you really need just to kind of keep going, or step it back, or see what you're struggling with, because you're going to keep doing what you're going to keep getting what you keep getting. But luckily, I've broken things down: ratios, angles, proportions. Proportions is probably one of the big ones people struggle with. Once you know the proportions, and then practice, wrap ratios, angles, proportions, practice. And then the ear in relationship to that, that's probably right about where that eye is. Right in here, back here, right there. That ear. That's another thing that people always get wrong. The distance of this ear, and I've gotten it wrong too. I mean, I've made that faux pas. Doing the ear too close. It's usually like a square in here. Usually try to see that shape in there. And all this is shaded. I'm already doing my shading as I'm drawing. All right. Attitude of gratitude. And just be grateful. It's okay. Save it. What's good is you can save it and then say, oh, wow. You can say, oh, I've progressed. I've progressed. But when you draw perfectly, it's like, okay, what are you struggling with? What's the next challenge? Sometimes you're even looking for it. It's like, okay, what am I? That's what I did. I kind of like, I did watercolors, learned watercolors, went to acrylics, and then oils, and then tempera, and different ones. And I'm like, oh, all right, what's next? But I liked acrylics. I really liked acrylics.
Do you have a website where you have your art?
I do have a website, but my art's not on it yet. No, I don't have anything put together. I'm going to be working on that soon. So, it's always soon. So it's
Okay.
here and
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I own the website addresses, the domains, but I don't have the work on there yet. Yeah, it'll come. Yeah, I'm working on a portrait and other stuff right now. All right, so now for this head, I can get that feel of the head and then the hair underneath. I'm actually going to bring this out more, so I can really feel the way that head fits in there, and then the hair is going there. If I zoom in a little bit more, because I'm pretty happy the way it's looking. I just zoomed in a little bit more, so you can see that. Then the hair coming up here, right there. And yeah, when you're starting, it's good to see values, the lights and the darks, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing more than just the drawing now. Really seeing the tonal changes and everything. And here, this is the clavicle, and I can see that this hair is here, and I might have to move this arm back. See, I can already see that this I'm looking at in relation to this. It looks like I might have to move this arm slightly back. See, this little adjustment. Because this is solid. This is what I know to be true. The face is what I know to be true. To thine own self be true. What's the truth? And then from there, I just build off of it and use that as a reference, and kind of like, if I need to adjust, I can adjust as I'm going through the drawing itself. And drawing like this is it's good, it's fun, but you know, if you're struggling too much, you can always go back to grid drawing, use grid drawings, or even tracing is good. You know, you kind of have to do a little bit of everything. Like here, I can see the way this line flows and goes over the back. Here, this goes back, and then here, this shoulder. See, I'm opening it up right in here, because I'm doing it green until it's seen, doing it light until I think it's right. See right in there, all this hair. Bring it out over here. Edvard Munch. They stole that painting. Yeah, the screen. I don't know if they've recovered it. Let's put a listen out for it. Hey, I heard it. I heard the scream. All right, so there's that angle. I think this might have to, yeah, because there's that clavicle. There's this shape of shadow that's right in there. This shadow in here, patterns of light and dark. That whole, and the hair like right on top of it. Really soft, sfumato, like smoky, sfumato. That came from 500 years ago with the Mona Lisa. Sfumato painting, type painting, like smoke, soft edges. Okay, and here's another thing, drawing clothing, and the way the different folds, the different coil folds. It's curving that way. Oh, I'm drawing out a screen, but I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy. I'm bringing back down my shading. Oh, this in here, this is all shaded right in there, and here it gets a little, it's dark. Ooh, yeah, I need to bring this over back. There's more space in here. Right in there. See, that's that off that much. That whole thing is shaded. This should be at least this far back. And this is where it helps, kind of like seeing big and small, seeing parts. I'm kind of like doing that, looking at going back and forth with and I can see that this, I just had to really bring this back that much. I was off that much. And that's okay. If I were to do it with a grid drawing, that would be definitely a lot more accurate. But this helps if you're getting into painting, or if you're getting into, you really need to learn to visually see and make those adjustments, and be able to go back and forth like that, because that'll help you with your accuracy. Like tonight, I'm really focusing on my shading and my tones, and I usually don't do this. I usually just do really quick drawings. but I'm taking my time. I really like this, this image. Yeah, you got to find what you like and like, oh man, I really like this, or I'm going to do this for a purpose, a reason. Like, oh, I really like this. Now I kind of regret not fixing it because I'm spending some good time on it, fixing the it being off that much here and then this much on this side. It's all right. It's all good. I can reframe it. It's all good. Slowly build up my shading, little by little, layer by layer. Another here, it's the darkest darks. And this is just a Crayola Crayola pencil, colored pencil. This is actually a watercolor pencil. Watercolor pencil, which I'll have on my website because I have a bunch. Eventually. Yeah. See, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It's just doing it. Eventually, you work on things little by little. I'll get my work on the website. I'll get things flowing. It just takes time, patience, persistence. Here on the shoulder. See the light coming from the left. I need to zoom out. Yeah, probably zoom out a little bit. I can start seeing because I'm starting to get more going in this area here. So here's this part of the dress. I can see this shape and then this shape here. This shape, that shape, this triangle. Look at this little triangle back here. That one really helps. And the waist, the waist comes down, and then a little more hip. I need to bring a little more hip out right in there. See, and I can add that. Boom! I get that flow of that back. I like the skeleton that skeleton we drew tonight. Bring it back. Look at I just added this much more. Boom. Let's see. And nobody will know. I can shade that out. No erasing. All just adjustments. Little adjustments. There we go. See. Bam. Yep. Cover up your mistakes. You just adjust. You're not going to get it perfect the first time, second time. Sometimes not even the third time. Just gotta adjust. Like here, I know I'm gonna bring that arm down a little more. I don't know. I should probably triangulate. Yep. See, from the nose to the. See, that would be good. The nose to the elbow, and seeing how that kind of goes at what angle. Picking a point and triangulating. Yeah. We'll bring it down slightly. And just bring it down. Bam. See that curve? And then this tapers this way. I think it needs to be a little bit longer. This needs to go up a little longer. Oops. Ah. Well, this is dark on this side. This dress is probably this is the darkest part of this whole drawing. This whole green dress. Well, this needs to be up higher, I think. I like this pencil. It's really soft. It really can really soft lead. Give me some smooth shading. Smooth. Smooth jazz. Ins and the outs. And that forearm, there's that thickness of that forearm. And it swoops up right in there. Like Popeye. All right, so see what else I'm gonna focus on. There's a pillow. Get that pillow in here. That pillow going that way, and then it curves out this way. That's her knee. Right there. Looking at the negative space too, this negative space in between. Yeah, it looks like I feel like I need to bring that down or open this space up a little bit more or bring this up. Maybe a little bit of everything. Yeah, I need to bring this up slightly. Yeah, that feels better. Darker, dark. It's a part of the dress, darken here. A little bend. Fingers are complex in there. What time is it? 7:09. We'll go for a bit. 7:09. Let's see. 7:10. We'll go for another 20 minutes or so. This will be the last drawing. Yeah, I usually don't spend this much time. Definitely not on a Thursday. No, I already lost somebody here tonight. But yeah, this is it. This is the practice. It's just doing it, taking your time, building your confidence, like you're building the shading. You know, it does take time. Get those can'ts out of your pants. Can'ts. Yeah, confidence comes with practice and mistakes and stands at the top of this bed, way down here. It's right down here. So that's the top, right under the chin. It should be this low. Try. This one shade. And that makes that pillow pop. So that pillow just pops right there when I shade around it. Bedpost. Vertical line straight up and down. Bottom part of that dress comes out. This is really helps right here. This triangle here. This space in the background. That's right in here. Get all this stuff in here. That other hand, then the foot down here, the way it curves at the bottom. The ball of the foot right here. This is the ball. That ball. And I can stop here.
Yeah, we can't see it.
Oh, sorry. And it's ball of the foot. That's what I meant. I brought it down a little bit. I had zoomed out. I can zoom up more, but yeah, it's coming. Yeah, what's really nice is the way the face is lit. That's what really, actually, one of the things that I liked about this piece.
Yeah, the lighting.
Vermeer, who was before Monk, really did a lot of this, like They didn't even, yeah, a lot of it's from like open windows and Vermeer.
Yes.
Here. Soften up my pencil. Need to break it down. Oh, maybe I can use some of that dark somewhere else. Oh yeah, down here in the dress. Help me break down my pencil, and then I can see get these smoother shading back here. That'll accentuate the light a little more too. Value study. The lights and the darks. I think this angle, something's bugging me in here. Yeah, bedpost. Back here. Yeah, see, I just adjusted that right there. This much. But I kept the same angle. See the same angle, I just moved it back. It's just the puzzle. You don't have to spend $15.95 on a puzzle. Just your pencil. You can choose your puzzle. Go to the next one. Next. There's a core shadow on this arm right in there. I'm doing it over all my mistakes. But it's right in there, that core shadow. And then it goes lighter in the front. And it goes lighter to the back, but not as light as to the front. You get some of that light coming in from that window right there. I'm going to tone all this down right here. This half of the dress, I'm going to tone it all down just slightly. Right in here. It's still light, but not as light as it is over there. Keep that. Some really nice folds in here and nice light hitting it in the front. A little bit of a coarse shadow, a little bit of reflected light right on this back side of this arm. I can see a little bit of reflected light. And I kind of kept it right there. You can see that I have it. It's really dark in here. Really trying to get, here's that waist, trying to get the feel of that in here. I don't want to lose it. Well, I feel like I lost some of my negative space in here. Should probably be a little bit lower. That's okay. I didn't nail it. Yeah, if I wanted it more accurate, probably definitely practice more. And definitely probably use a grid if I really wanted it that accurate. Oh, somebody get that? Yeah, I wish I could just play some easygoing music. But
Can you zoom out for a second?
Sure.
I want to take a screenshot of the whole. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. There we go. Just sharpen my pencil. Get all of this really quickly shaded. Yeah, look at that. Oh, really nice. I can build up my values, just get that whole dark value in there. Even back here, all this is going to not be so white. Let's see, look at that, nice and smooth. I really, you can see the tip of my pencil. Just it's got a nice big lead, and it's really, and I've got it at an angle, holding it like almost like this, really flat. And that gives me really smooth shading, as well as having a really soft lead. Oh, I need to move this pillow or whatever this fold is back. It used to be right there. Put it back. Oh, this is the shade. All this, I'm going to shade everything on it real quick. Except that post. That post needs to stay light. I might put a so I have it going at this angle. I'll finish this angle all the way up, and then probably put a horizontal, a vertical one up and down, because all these are slats, kind of like slats. So it's only 2 layers of shading here. And there are some slats. There's one right here. There's another slat right about there. And then they just fade out. And there's over here. Try not to deviate too much. They get wider. Actually, they get wider as they come back here. Perspective. And a little bit thicker. The lines.
That's looking really good.
Ah, thank you. And here, this background actually goes from dark, and then it goes up. Yeah, see, I don't usually spend this much time on just one drawing or the class, and I can actually spend more. We can actually spend a whole like couple hours just on one drawing, but yeah, you got to really almost work your way up to that. It's like doing the puzzles, you know. Start off with the easy ones, and then so if you take something off more than you can chew, then you don't want to. You get a bad taste. It's like you don't want to do it anymore. So you gotta know where your level's at. What level are you at? And are you willing to, you know, how much stress, pressure? You don't have to go through a lot, just a little bit. Just trying to push to the next level. Don't have to push. Just, I mean, I think the lessons, the way I've broken down the lessons, and it's just doing it. And then you can work your way up. Just gotta get those lessons up. It's really soft in here, really smoky in the hair. I'm trying to soften it up. It goes dark up in here too. The light's hitting the top. Yeah, like right in here. I'm shading the background. I'm exaggerating the background a little bit right in there. See, that makes that pop right there. That hair. Then it's light right there, and then it goes dark. It's dark on the back, but the front, it's getting hit with the light. I'm putting a little bit of hair texture, but it's really smoky. It's really, really loose. Working on this dark. Smoothing this out. That was a mistake. No one knows. Yeah, she looks like she's wearing a necklace. Make it into a necklace. That line is a mistake. I can go in there. These are watercolor pencils. I can actually make this into a watercolor. But just let it go. Learn to let go. All right, well, it's okay. Another area right here messed up. Oh, that's okay. Just let it go. Nobody will know. It's just practice. See, now if I wanted to, this would be a good step. Now I can do this as a study. And then if I want to do this as a painting, that would be the next. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Well, there's a really good video on value study. That's on our group page, our Facebook group page. You can get to that through our website, sketchbookhero.com. You go to sketchbookhero.com, the links are there. All right, I'm going to do this. Focus on this hand. This hand's a little tough. I'm already doing it with the fingers. They're like little nubs, but they're going back in space because of foreshortening. You can see that. That's the middle finger. That tapers. And then you got the ring finger underneath it. And then the pinky opens up. The pinky opens up. There. Yeah, ahead of the pinky. That's it. A little bit of that curve around it. A little bit of a wrist. That's good. So over the arm. Down to the other hand. Oh, it's already going to be 7:30. Oh, well, that's it, time-wise, but I just got a bad message, but we'll just keep going here a little bit longer. That dress, bring it out a little more. Some darks. Let's get that other hand. All right, bring it down even a little more. Get that thumb. The thumb comes up in here. That. This finger down in there. That. Yeah, some of this just comes from practice drawing hands. Get that feel, that thumb feel of that finger. It's not my first time I've drawn hands, so it's really just that practice. There we go. Middle finger should be a little bit longer. And the other fingers just kind of like taper. These two are the main fingers. And then the other two get lost back in here. They just get lost. I just have these two fingers. And then I'm going to shade them down because it's too light. There's too much light in here. All this is just shade it back slightly. There it is. You can see that front part is light. And then I can put a core shadow in there on top of that. Go a little bit darker, pushing it. Push this dress value dark again as well. Oops. Well, that's really good. I like that you can do that. You can make my drawing bigger or smaller. The problem is, yeah, just the recording. The recording, you mostly see my screen. Yeah, this foot needs to go lower. Just follow that foot. Bottom of this dresser. I'm gonna shade all this in real quick. This whole it really makes that bed pop a little bit right in there. Bam. Although I'll probably shade that down slightly, not as much. Shade all this down. Pushing it back. I think of it as pushing it back. Pushing it back. So it doesn't pop. Maybe. You can see that pillow, like, oh, that pillow part pop. That pops. Patterns of light and dark. On the hand. Yeah.
I was looking in your website. So you had in-person classes?
In person? No, never had in-person classes. Let me see. Oh, you're looking at the front page. No,
Yeah.
no, I never had front. Or let me see. Oh, we can go here. Sketchbook Hero. Yeah, if you go to Sketchbook Warrior, it actually launches this. It launches our meeting. But if you go to Sketchbook Hero, right here it is. The classes start there. Sketchbookhero.com takes you here. Yeah, and if you go to the homepage, it looks like. No, that had to do with when I first set up the web page. It's
Oh, okay.
It's a thing that it came with. So, yeah, so if you do go to home, yeah, it looks like we had on in person, but no, this is
okay.
Yeah, that's just it's just some of the verbiage. Yeah, all that's not. I wish. I started this 2 years ago with remote class with when we went to lockdown. So yeah, we've been doing this for 2 years since COVID. We were just doing it one night a week and went to 2. I go back to 1. I want to make all these videos because these videos are like 2 to 3 hours long. I want to cut them down. But yeah, but let's go back. And you can see the links here. Here's the links. So you can see that here's a YouTube channel link. You can subscribe there, ring the bell. And then we've got our new community, Sketchbook Heroes and Warriors Facebook group. If you click on that, that'll take you to that. There it is. I'm actually redoing that. And then, here's somebody added something. Allow. Somebody added, did I? Oh, I added that one. Alex Peter Idokos. Yeah, I added that.
Yeah, I just posted your YouTube channel link.
Yeah, there's a one on shading that's really good. Look at that. Yeah, see, this would take a look. It even sped this one up. Doing something like this would take a while. Drawing eyes, drawing lips.
But I think it's good that you have the full videos, because sometimes when they speed it up or shorten it, then you're like, okay, what came next?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have both. I'm gonna have another channel. I'm gonna have another channel where this one's really good. I'm gonna have another channel where it's just the bites. I'm gonna call them, I guess, bites, drawing bites, where it's like just the lessons. And then if they want to see, you know, it like full length videos, then yeah, I'll have both. I'll have both. Because sometimes you just want the lesson and then the practice. You say, how did they do that? What'd you miss? How did, you know, it's the figuring things out. Yeah. Yeah, like here I can squint my eyes and I can see like this arm here needs shading on this side. It's all too light. Yeah, there's all this on this side needs to be in shadow, or actually, yeah, not so light. And I can still squint my eyes and see where things are too light and things need to go darker. But yeah, that's about it. Like this whole foot. So foot is too light. See, all that's way too light. There's other stuff underneath. I can I'll put some even lightly shade, because I don't want it to compositionally detract from the rest of the picture. So I just put a little bit of, I'm using green. I'm like, why is it looking green? Because I have the green pencil. And then yeah. All right, this is probably darker. I bought part of that dress. Yeah, we can be here all night. I'm sure we can be here all night, just looking, observing, and get lost in this picture. You can totally get lost in this picture. I mean, it's really, really nice. When I saw it last week, as we were supposed to, it was posted last week. I was like, oh, I really liked it. And we didn't even get to draw it. And then I told Ellen, hey, post that picture again. And Ellen, she's so sweet. It's awesome. Like having a secretary. So cool. And that motivates me to keep going. Motivates me like, all right, people helping, people working together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Really. Yeah.
Somebody said speeding up, Tamara said speeding videos are not helpful to me.
Yeah, they can be. I know. So even some books too. They say, okay, now first you draw this and then that. And like, well, how did you get this? It's like, oh my gosh, you missed some stuff. Even explaining, I try to break things down as much as I can too. I mean, I try to, and some of those they don't talk. They just say, okay, here.